2011, January,
Yes?
something will change in Estonia. Do you know what?
Yeah, we will have European money,
Uh-huh.
not Estonian money anymore.
On January 1st, 2011, Estonia will join the euro area and the euro will replace the kroon as the legal currency. To mark this occasion, the government of the Republic of Estonia and the Bank of Estonia, in collaboration with the European Commission and the European Central Bank, hosted the Euro Conference Estonia 2010.
You were there up in my room, didn't have a word to say. Suddenly you started to move.
We do need more EU identity in Estonia, as well as probably in all member states.
Shine on the fire, shine on.
Welcome to Eurotaxi. Can you please introduce yourself?
I am Jürgen Ligi, Minister of Finance of Estonia.
Where can we take you?
Let's look around in the city.
What event are you coming from?
I am coming from a Euro conference, which is celebrating our accession to Eurozone.
So you have lots of work?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, there have been harder times then. This is
Really?
a bit. Today it's more a celebration.
Just to get a little closer to you.
What's the significance of these events? Can you tell it to the TV viewers?
And the main thing is that we now know that we have got support for our economic policies. The measures we have taken during the past years in the fiscal side, they have not been easy. They have not been easy also for the Estonian people, and there have been sometimes the questions whether we did it right. But we can now be certain that the kind of a fiscal stance we have taken, the fiscal consolidation measures we have taken, they have been right and they have led us to the big target we had, that is the introduction of the euro.
I was invited to this conference, and since I have been involved with the Euro working group, so it seemed to be interesting to hear what other very, how to say, high-ranking policy makers and decision makers are. What are their views about Estonian, accession to Eurozone and stuff like that? It was quite interesting for me.
We're here to cover all the policymakers that have come to welcome Estonia to the Eurozone. So for us, it's the Eurozone and the future has been obviously one of the big stories of the year. So the enlargement is kind of a slightly different angle from what most people have been speaking on this year. So it's interesting to see what the new guys that are coming into it think about it, considering all the recent troubles, etc.
Besides the conference, an exhibition about the euro took place at the same time.
The decision to welcome Estonia to the euro area also sends a strong signal to all EU member states. It confirms that sustained stability-oriented policies bring concrete results.
The exhibition is actually open for the public. The exhibition was put together with the help of the European Commission, the Central Bank, the Eesti Pank and the Minister of Finance. And it introduces actually the euro as a currency. It shows the history of the European Union, how the euros are produced, and also the security features of the euros, which is quite an important issue, so that all of the people can really get to know the new currency that they are going to have from the 1st of January.
And how would you encourage the general public? Why should they visit this exhibition?
Well, because I think it's a good thing, to know a bit more about our common money, because it is our common money. Okay, money is something you use for transactions, but it's also a sign of identity, and actually the euro is one of the most successful symbols of the European integration. It's good to know a little bit more about how it came about and what are the benefits and how it's constructed.
We were curious to know what changes the citizens of Estonia expect to come with the introduction of the euro.
For me, the euro will be more comfortable as Estonian crown, because the prices will be much like in Latvia. It's not in hundreds and thousands, but like it's tens and hundreds.
I'm very excited and I'm looking forward for these changes, because in my opinion we have some sympathy against Estonian crown and so on, but for such a small country as Estonia, it's not very feasible to stay separately from the euro system. So this is something we have decided a long time ago to join, and this will make our lives a lot simpler. Okay, for young people, the most important or related to the everyday life is traveling, which will be much more simpler.
I'm going to Spain in the beginning of February, so probably like going over to euro, it's like it just passes by, because
when we come back, then we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to change our money, because we have lived like in Spain for half a year. We have used euros. We come back to Estonia, we also use euros. So it's
Is this me breaking free or just breaking down? Ha ha, a comic vision. Don't you feel proud? It's such a how do you do? Well, this is not a done thing. Dance for me, baby.
And what did you buy at the market?
Fruits, meat. Here there is everything is fresh, not like shop, and not so expensive like a shop.
Can you ask her what is she going to cook from this food?
I know what she cooked. Mis sa vanaema mulle süüa teed sellest söögist, mis me ostsime?
Ei tea, iga kord ise moodi midagi.
She doesn't know right now. Just we go home, then we look what we do.
Can you ask her if she has troubles with converting the prices between kroons and euros, or is it hard for her?
Kas on raske sinule arvutada ringi kroone ja eurosid?
No, mis siis on, ei ole.
No, not anymore. You can go left here. Not anymore, because our company, I work about 4 years in Finland, and we all the time took money, euros home, and give something with my grandmother too, and she knows 1 euro is 50.6 crowns. It's easy.
Can you ask your grandmother if she's proud of you, that you are so helpful?
Kas sa oled minuga rahul, et ma olen nii abivalmis?
Jaa.
Yes.
Do you remember the way we danced? I wish I could forget it.
Well, we take European money anyway, so it will not change that much. I mean, we are already used to deal with European money.
What changes will it bring that you guys will have the euro?
We have to buy the straps for pants, because the coins will drag our pants down.
Oh, because it's so heavy?
Yes.
Come on, do me.
The Euro Conference focused on the future developments of the economy and economic policy in Europe from the point of view of both the enlargement of the euro area and the competitiveness of Europe.
In what ways do you think that the euro will change things in Estonia?
It will change things economically very little. As you know, Estonia had a currency board, so had a very fixed exchange rate to the euro already. However, what will change is that it will give new certainty. Estonia will be part of the euro area. It will be part of also of the monetary policy making fora. So it will cement the economic policy making that has already been very good in the country so far.
The Eurozone we are going into right now, it's much stronger because of the changes we are doing right now, because of the change in the rules and the rule that you really have to stick to the rule, to fulfilling the rules. And I'm sure that Estonia can also offer something positive for the Eurozone and also so it will definitely be a positive step forward for us.
What are your hopes? What do you think, how will your life change maybe when the euro is introduced in Estonia?
We have a saying that the euro doesn't change a lot, the people does. So of course the euro kind of gives the kind of input for motivation or to hope, and also kind of security that all that we do will have the weighted consequences. But for the shorter perspective, that what I think about the changeover will go very smoothly, because Estonia is known as a kind of e-technology country, that we kind of developed Skype and etc. So there aren't a lot of cash around, because we use bank cards a lot, and there are a lot of possibilities to pay with cards, and that's why the changeover could be very smoothly, because we don't have the old payment instrument like checks and etc. So.
What were some of the criteria that Estonia had to meet in order to have the euro here?
Actually, Estonia had to follow its own policy, which we have been running since 1992. We have had very prudent fiscal policy. We have avoided deficit, whatever it takes, and gathering reserves in better times. But this crisis was very sudden and very hard, so it was a strong effort, especially last year. But we still have things to do to keep the deficit in the allowed margins according to Maastricht criteria, and to come out of the deficit, which is my dream actually.
Estonia's upcoming entrance to the Eurozone attracted several representatives from other countries as well.
A small team at the Ministry of Finance of the Czech Republic, where we take care of technical preparation for Euro adoption in the Czech Republic. And the important point for us to be here is that although the target date of Euro changeover in the Czech Republic has not yet been fixed, we still have to follow what's new in this respect, because in terms of logistics, the changeover to euro represents a lot of organization, a lot of technical changes within the whole society. So we are here not only to celebrate and to congratulate Estonia to joining the Eurozone, but also to keep in touch with the logistical side of the coin. So.
I have very professional interest in this conference. First of all, when we will become closer to Euro implementations, and of course Latvia will also organize such conference. Therefore, I will look how colleagues made it. And from other side, of course, I'm interested in the subjects will be disclosed in the speeches, and I will listen very carefully what will be said by participants of this conference. And the third point is to meet Estonian colleagues and colleagues from other countries actually dealing with these issues. It's a brilliant opportunity to exchange views and to be very well informed about current things, actually what is very important for Estonia at this time, some few months before Euro implementation.
For us, it was an important message, both from the Mr. Tristan and from Mr. Rein, that certain innovations in the institutional architecture of the Eurozone are probably to be done in a sense of enforcing more fiscal discipline among the member countries, because this is the lesson we can draw from the past that sometimes, and it was apparent in the Greek case, but also in the case of other countries, that as far the enforcement of the fiscal discipline is concerned, there are certain institutional shortcomings. So one of the important messages from this conference so far is that the Commission is really concerned with this, and we expect some new proposals in this respect.
Do you think that having the euro will make you feel more European?
Oh yes, surely.
Why?
We're part of Europe. We have one flag, one currency.
The euro greatly facilitates economic integration, the move of goods and people across border, and this is what in the end builds a common identity.
The euro contributes to a common European identity somehow?
Yes, of course. I think it's one of the most straightforward measures, because when you travel from country to country, this is, if you have already euro in your country, this is something that directly relates with your own country. When you can still use euro here, you have the identity of the common currency.
And now you're going back to the Euro conference?
Yes.
And so far, did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
What
it was nice to go to hear so many positive feedback to Estonian achievements when reaching or aiming to join euro, because our government has made, I think, a very positive example and has been very motivated in keeping the budgetary regime and so on for achieving this. So it was good to hear that.
What kind of things should the Estonian people be aware of in terms of their changes of their life? What's going to happen?
Well, they need to be aware of course, that there is a new money, and they have to realize that the value of the money is different from their krone, so that they, every time they spend, they know exactly what the price should be. And we are helping the Estonians with a campaign to supervise that retailers do not take advantage of the situation in order to perhaps, earn a bit more money than they should. This is important. So therefore, it is a good thing to get acquainted with the new money and what it's worth compared to your old money.
Euro will make Estonian economy more attractive. People will have euros instead of krones and buy the fixed rate, which was already fixed by ECOFIN in July.
I think the very important issue is, of course, to understand and learn the parity as well, so that people and consumers are very vigilant. Why vigilant? They must be vigilant so that nobody uses this changeover as a reason to raise prices. It's very important that we don't raise prices due to this changeover. And if the clients, because the customers are very strict, they don't allow it to happen. On the contrary, in the medium term, when all the prices can be compared with the other countries, it should increase competition and put pressure, downward pressure on the prices.
What are the kind of information that for sure you would like to have all your Estonian citizens to be aware about regarding these changes?
Many people are frightened about the change and afraid of increase of prices, and it's not necessary. They have to remind the most technical things about what is the exchange rate, what they can change cash, and that they should keep money better in banks than in cash.
Really?
Nothing. Of course, it's easier to do it on the account than in cash and exchange. No big changes actually, but psychologically they can be very important. it's better to be calm, not to be nervous, and we are explaining it. And of course we want to everybody to understand that this is actually our money now, our own money, euro. We are very proud of having krone, but it's a real success story. But now the people have to start to think that euro is also our own money.
What would be your personal message to the people in Estonia about all these changes that...
I think the people in Estonia can be very proud of what they have achieved. There were severe headwinds from the economic crisis. Nevertheless, there has been very good policy implementation. The euro adoption will integrate Estonia even more with the rest of Europe and will give it its place in the monetary policy making fora. And it's a very significant economic and political achievement.